Hey everyone, and welcome to my reading wrap-up for the month of June. So I didn't read too many books in the past month, but they were all good books. Well, except for one. So the first one I finished was The Nutcracker by Susan Jeffers. It's obviously a retelling. It's an illustrated version for young kids, and I just found it didn't give enough information. It's just like a very short form version of the story. The illustrations were very nice, but I didn't end up rating that book because it's kind of a kid's book. So I ended up picking up a few more versions of The Nutcracker, and I'm going to be continuing on with that story this month. Secondly, I finished reading The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. So I talked about this book a little bit in my previous reading roundup video. The Girl on the Train is about this woman named Rachel who we start finding out has all these issues. She takes the train into London every day, hence the title of the book, and she sees this couple almost every day outside their house, and she starts getting entangled in this mystery that the couple are involved in just because she knows so much about them from looking at them every day. And then we also start learning all these crazy things about her as well. So overall, I gave this book a rating of 3 stars. My coworker who lent it to me said that she liked it more than Gone Girl, and I actually rated Gone Girl 3 stars as well. But looking back, I might actually change my rating of Gone Girl to 4 stars. I think I just gave it a rating of 3 stars because I was so frustrated by the ending. So going back to The Girl on the Train, I didn't really like how the book was from 3 different female characters' points of view. Not because they were all female, but because I'm just getting tired of the whole switching of points of views. I just don't see what's wrong nowadays with having a book from one character's point of view for the whole thing. And there was one character in particular named Anna, and every time that we switched to her chapters, I was just screaming because I hated her so much. And that was another thing about the book, is that all of the characters are so hideous and unlikable. I think the author has probably done that on purpose, but if you're the type of person who needs to read a book where you can relate to the characters or want to like the characters, then this definitely isn't the book for you. And then the ending, no spoilers, but I just didn't completely buy it. I didn't go in line with the characters, so it was an okay book. It was very, very fast paced. I ripped through that book really fast. Usually it takes me a little while to read physical books compared to audiobooks, but I just devoured that book. It's super fast paced. So if you want just a fast read, maybe if you're taking a flight or something like that, it's a really good book for that. And then thirdly, I read Blood Red Road by Maura Young. And this is a young adult novel about a girl named Saba who's 18 years old. She lives in this post-apocalyptic type of dystopian world. She lives in a desert with her twin brother, her little sister, and dad. I don't want to give too many spoilers, but I was recommended this book by another booktuber by the name of Thoughts on Tomes, and she sold this book to me while I was watching her videos by saying that Saba, the main character, becomes this bad bitch who goes and becomes a cage fighter. I was completely sold in the book. The audiobook for this novel is absolutely amazing. I don't know if I would have even liked the book as much if it weren't for the amazing actress reading the story. She just had the perfect tone of voice for the character. Another thing about the book is that the characters are very uneducated, at least the main characters that it's focused on. They never ever use correct grammar, and they talk in kind of a hick accent. If you see in Orange is the New Black, they basically talk exactly like Pennsatucky. So if you don't like that, stay away from the book, but I didn't mind it at all. It just brought this life to the characters and the world. Everything about the book was almost perfect. I rated this book 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really have a problem with young adult books, especially dystopian ones. If you guys have been watching my book videos for a while, you might know that. But this one just came together so expertly. The setting actually drove the plot. It wasn't just an empty setting like in the last YA book I tried to read. The characters were very believable, very relatable. They grew so much from the beginning of the book to the end. There is a love interest in it. It's not entirely about that. It's just a part of the book, and it's a part of the characters, and I found the characters very multi-layered. Like I said, they grow a lot. I really loved the love interest in it. Like I said, it's not too heavy, it's not too in your face, but it was just very believable for 18-year-olds, and I just thought it was written so well. I totally felt the 2 main characters' attraction and how they would be compatible together. The only reason I took points off of the book is that there was one part where it kind of dragged a little bit too much, and there's another part where I expected it to be very action-y and there wasn't actually as much description of the action that I wanted or that I expected. But other than that, I totally love this book so much. I didn't expect to love it as much as I did. And this is part of a trilogy. I'm definitely going to be continuing forward with the trilogy. I am a little bit afraid because it's happened to me several times where I really like the first book in a series and then it ends up just like taking steps down, down, down further until you get to the end of the series, and I hate it. But the first book was very, very strong, so I have some hopes that the next books will be good. So I'll definitely keep you guys posted on those. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to do a complete TBR for the month of July. My TBR for last month kind of failed, and actually the past couple months it hasn't been going well. I haven't been keeping up with my TBRs. Last month I said I was going to do a read-along for The Buried Pyramid. I didn't end up reading that, unfortunately. I just got caught up in the other books I was reading and I didn't end up reading it in time. I do still really want to read that book. I also attempted to listen to what is it called? Everyone is here, no one is here except all of us, or something like that. I don't know, I'll put it here. I was very interested in the subject of the book. It's about these people who escape Nazi Europe and they're living in kind of like this very remote village. I was listening to it on audio and I really didn't like the narrator. She kind of had like this older woman voice, and the main character at the beginning is a small child, and just the way she tried to intone that it was a child made it seem like she was dumbing down the book, and it just grated on me. So I think I'll just go to the physical book sometime. But other than that, like I said, I'm going to be reading a couple other editions of the Nutcracker, and I would also like to make July the month where I read all the books that I got at TCAF finally, because I haven't picked those up since I did my TCAF haul. I don't know why, I've just been reading other stuff. So and other than that, I'm also right in the middle of this book called Making Webcomics. It's a non-fiction book and it's pretty short, so I should be able to finish that within the next couple nights. That is it for the month of June. Let me know if you've read any of these books and what you thought of them and what you're reading right now. I would love to hear from you guys, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. I'm going to read you a translation from her official blog post. So the post was from Today in Japan Time, which is July